Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. I don't like being messy on Sundays. I don't like being messy on Sundays. I just don't. But the mess don't ever stop. So I said, let me just go down here real quick and tell the people, girl, have a family meeting with the cousins and let them know what's going on. I know some of y'all probably just got back from Sunday Fun Day. Okay. And girl, it's too hot. Let me tell y'all something. Can I say something before we get into the mess? It is too hot outside for y'all to be outside, girl, throwing it in a circle and taking shots of 1800 and Casamigos. It is hot outside. I don't know how y'all day party. You know what? I know because I used to do it back in the day, but I just cannot. I cannot party in the day during summer. Now, if it's probably fall, if it's even winter, then we could probably do a little one too. But when we start hitting 90 and 95, girl, call me when the sun go down. Cause my nerves be too bad. It's too hot outside. It is. If we can't walk from the car to the building, then I can't do it. I can't be standing in the middle of the sun, girl, bouncing my shoulders, girl, with a cocktail, girl, wiping sweat. Ooh, girl, it's hot out here. Like, I don't have to be out here. I could really be at home in my AC. Anyways, but shout out to y'all. Girl, when I tell you, being a heathen don't never stop. All right. All right, y'all, go ahead and get into this mess. So this is according to TMZ. So Gina Huynh, is that how you say her last name? Diddy's ex, Gina Huynh, he's a changed man judge. Victim 3 wants him out on bail. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Gina Huynh, victim number 3 in the federal indictment, who went MIA in the criminal case, just went to bat for him in his bid to get out of jail pending sentencing. In new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Gina pens a letter to the judge in Diddy's criminal case supporting Diddy's motion for bail. Gina says she's known Diddy for years, and she's mostly seen him as a father, family man, and businessman, not a criminal. She says her relationship had its ups and downs, but says when Diddy made mistakes, he was also willing to acknowledge them and make better decisions moving forward. Let me just read this letter that Gina, Virginia, whatever she want to go by today, what she said in this letter, and then we're also going to talk about what she said in the Tasha K interview. Because, girl, you a liar. If I ain't learned nothing today on Sunday, it's, girl, that Gina, Virginia, whatever her name is, girl, you are a bona fide liar. All right, let's get into this letter. Dear Your Honor, my name is Virginia Huynh, and I am writing as a person identified as victim 3 in this case. I have known Sean Combs for many years in both a personal and professional capacity. From that experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, a family man, and a businessman, roles that he has always striven to uphold. I provide this letter to share my observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. I acknowledge and respect that Mr. Combs stands accused and that the court must weigh public safety and the integrity of the legal process. At the same time, I believe it is important for the court to have a full picture of who he is beyond the allegations. Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. We experienced ups and downs, and mistakes were made, but he was willing to acknowledge his mistakes and make better decisions in the future. Over the years that followed, he made visible efforts to become a better person and to address the harm he had caused. By the time our relationship ended, he embodied an energy of love, patience, and gentleness. Girl, Virginia, if you broke, just say it, girl. That was different from his past behavior. To my knowledge, he has not been violent for many years, and he has been committed to being a father first. I'm writing because I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or to the community. This is his first criminal case. Throughout the investigation and proceedings, he has been cooperative, respectful, and compliant. He has a substantial ties to his family and community, including children who depend on him for emotional and financial support. They better go get a job. Granting him bond would allow him to continue caring for his family and fulfilling his responsibilities while still subject to the court supervision. I want to assure the court that if released, I believe Mr. Combs will adhere to all conditions imposed and will not jeopardize his freedom or the well-being of his family. Allowing him to be at home will also support the healing process for all involved. For all involved, it'll help support the healing process. For all involved, oh, are the ones who depend on him for financial support. I respectfully ask you to consider these factors when deciding his eligibility for release. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully, the lying ass Virginia Hahn. I added the last part. Now, this is what Virginia said um, in an interview with Tasha K. I still remember this interview because I remember watching it and I remember running to tell my sister, girl, because I really don't watch Tasha K videos like that. I was like, girl, so YouTube named Tasha K. And she just did an interview with this girl, blah, 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 blah. Girl, you need to look at it. I still remember. All right. So this is what some of what she said in the Tasha K interview. This is according to vibe.com. So Gina Huynh, you don't know if we don't know if we're gonna give Virginia or Gina, or Virginia V. Girl, you got too many aliases. All right. Gina Huynh says X never did anything dangerous to her after previous abuse claims. I'm going to put the link to both of these articles in the description box so you can read these. Two of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and Jane Doe, testified for the prosecution during his sex trafficking trial, with the third alleged victim, referred to as Gina, ultimately not taking the stand. Now, this article was published on July the 2nd, 2025. So that was just a few weeks ago. Gina, although she will not be testifying, is a main character in this trial, prosecutor Christy Slavic told the court in June, as per ABC News. Confirmed to be Combs' ex, Gina Huynh, TMZ recently caught up with her to ask how she felt about the trial and her safety if Combs were to walk free. While she said she has no clue how the case will end, she doesn't fear that her life will be threatened, adding that he never did anything dangerous to me. I'm not scared. This, however, contradicts previous claims she leveled at the Bad Boy Records founder in a 2019 interview with Tasha K, where Gina, who also goes by Virginia V, girl, that's a scamming ass lying ass bitch, accused the mogul of punching her in the head and stomping her on her stomach. He stomped me on my stomach really hard, like took the wind out of my breath, Huynh alleged at the time. I couldn't breathe. He kept hitting me. I was pleading to him, can you just stop? I can't breathe. She then says he grabbed her by her hair and was punching the back of her head. When she finally had enough of his ish, she began fighting back. She went on to say that they dated while Diddy was still in a rocky relationship with Cassie, and that he would constantly compare the two. He was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me. He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one and she's the good one, she recalled, adding that everyone around the producer allowed the alleged abuse to take place. Gina also claimed that Puffy offered her $5,000 to have a heaven baby. We call them heaven babies on my channel. But that she refused the money. I turned the money down because I just loved him. I wanted to. I was like trying to prove that, she shared. I say everybody got the same story. They trying to anyway. Gina's name was mentioned during the trial more than 120 times, with prosecutors arguing that she was subject to the same freak-offs, hotel king nights, and physical abuse as Cassie and Jane, adding that Diddy used force, threats of force, and coercion to pressure the three women into unwanted sex. So that's some of what she had to say. I also remember, girl, in that interview now, because I remember the interview. Well, not all the details, but I remember in that interview, I think I remember, but I think I'm also 100% right. She said in the interview, because a lot of people thought that Lori Harvey was girl girl getting popped, not popped physically, having sex with um Diddy and Justin. And I think it was Virginia. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong though. Um it was Virginia who said that girl Justin was a cover up, that she ooh that Justin was a cover up and that she really was messing with Diddy. This is all I have to say. Virginia, girl, you are a lying ass gutter snipe. One one minute you're down to Tasha K's channel saying how he used to monkey stomp you and knock your head between a washer and a dryer. Then all of a sudden, girl, you forget what you done said, and now he not dangerous, girl, and girl, y'all made up and all this mess. I hope the judge puts her ass in jail. Girl, I don't know how he gonna put her in jail. Girl, why are you writing a letter lying to me? Let me see. Let's go back to the letter. Let's go back to the letter, baby. She said that from the experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, family man, businessman. Um, what did she write? Oh, I'm writing this. I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or the community. So I guess maybe she could be telling the truth in that aspect that she doesn't really see him as a danger now. Girl, I don't know how. When you done told us, girl, he was stomping your ass, girl, into the ground. She thinks he's changed. He's not the same man. I know he was beating my ass the other day, but he not doing it no. He wasn't doing it no more. He would. Girl, you want to find out? Oh, girl. Hmm. Anyways, it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Virginia, girl, the money is probably dry, and you probably need a little shangalangalang. And girl, you need him out. So, girl, he can give you a couple of coins. But girl, we ain't forgot what you said down to Tasha K. Because as soon as I saw this, I said, girl, I remember her saying something down to the Tasha K interview. And I could have swore she said that nigga was over there beating her ass. Because I remember watching that entire interview. And then going and telling my sister, girl, watch this girl. Do you see this girl? Because I don't think I had ever heard of her before. I had never heard of her. So when she came out and said, I was like, girl, who is this Virginia girl? I do remember Young Miami coming out saying something how she was. Remember her Miami. Remember when her and Young Miami got into it online, and Young Miami said something about she was gonna tell Puffy to make her eat her pussy out or some shit like that, baby. Baby. That's why I call Young Miami the queen of the South, baby. They say you was over there pushing pink cocaine and making bitches eat your pussy out, baby. I'm threatening to make the girls eat you out, girl. I said, ooh, wait. Okay, so this is according to Hollywood Unlocked. Claudia Jordan claims Tracey Edmonds previously asked friend/employee Karrueche Tran if she was dating her ex-fiance Deion Sanders, and she replied no. Socialites get a load of this. Claudia Jordan claims her good friend Tracey Edmonds once asked her former friend employee Karrueche Tran if she was dating her ex-fiance Deion Sanders, and she replied no. Note, Tran starred in BET's Games People Play, as a show executive produced by Edmonds. In 2012, Deion Sanders and Tracey Edmonds first met at a movie premiere, and by 2019 they were engaged. However, by December 2023, they called the engagement off after 11 years together. Over a year and some change after Deion Sanders' 57 and Tracey Edmonds' 58 split, he is now sparking dating rumors with Emmy Award-winning actress Karrueche Tran, 37. Girl, she won an Emmy? Girl, Karrueche won an Emmy? As Sanders underwent surgery to remove his bladder invaded by cancer, Tran appeared on video crying and supporting Coach Prime in the hospital. While Sanders, while Sanders dodged questions about Tran in a recent interview, Carlos King, Claudia Jordan, and Erica Cobb discussed the trending topic on the latest episode of the Accidentally Informed podcast. Let's take a listen to what they had to say, and then I'm going to give my commentary. Yeah. Yeah, now this clip is a little lengthy. It's about 6 or 7 minutes long. So just listen to it. If you don't want to, I mean, girl, you ain't gotta. I can't force you to do nothing. But I'm telling you the length of the clip, so you know, it's about 6 or 7 minutes long. And then after that, I'll give my commentary.
You want to do the last one, Erica? Because I definitely have something to say about this one.
Sure. Deion Sanders has been dropping videos about his cancer battle, and from the looks of it, he's flying solo.
That is not true. Claudia. I was surprised by it.
Erica, what do you think about this? Now, I know people are like, okay, yeah, I'll spit it out. Basically, Karrueche, Tran, who's a gorgeous girl, I like her as well.
Beautiful. And a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's sweet. Was by Deion Sanders' side after he had his bladder removal surgery. So I was just like, I could have sworn that I'm good friends with Tracey Edmonds. And I do remember Tracey hearing rumors about Karrueche possibly dating Deion. So she saw her at an event. I think it was Niecy Nash's event. And she, calmly, just in conversation with her, she asked her if she was dating Deion. And she said no. She laughed it off and said no. So, it was kind of like to hear it and to see this now. And I do recall that that Tracey and Karrueche were cool. Like Tracey has put Karrueche in some projects. They're friends, I thought. So I don't know. Here's a picture right here of them two together. Can you see this? Can you see?
No.
Try to fix it.
Go.
Oh, let me fix this real quick. Let me do something real quick. I don't want y'all to see who sent me this, but
I was like,
I'm trying to do a lot right now. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. But look at them too. Like they look very cozy. Like they were friends. Like that's Tracey and Karrueche.
Claudia, I can see the picture. Claudia.
So I mean, here's my. Are you sure you saw it? Do you see it?
Okay, so listen, I want to be very careful here because I had the honor and the privilege of hanging out with Tracey for your birthday weekend. She is a beautiful woman inside and out. I'm curious if could be any other explanation that might not feel as much of a betrayal. I'm just asking if there's a possibility. I don't know anybody except for the time I got to spend with Tracey. But I'm curious. Has anybody said anything that could allude to maybe there being another reason for it?
Okay, here's the thing. I am a believer that if you're not best friends with someone, that their exes are someone you could date after they're done with them, after some time has passed, right? I don't think that it's right to be able to put a man on layaway so he never can date anybody else that you have ever met or Is it in great taste? No, it's not. But that's where I think Karrueche, when she could have reached out to Tracey and just said, hey, sis, we're cool. I don't want any problems with you. Just so you know, I know you guys have been broken up. Like the engagement was and canceled, called off. I was, thinking about, I want to just give you a heads up that we're dating or I might be going out with your ex. So you don't hear it on the internet. You don't catch wind of it on a messy blog. You don't have to hear about it in other places. And I think Tracey, being the girl's girl that she is, and she's not hanging on to Deion like that, I think it would have just been a classy thing to do. But I do understand you don't want, no one wants to have that conversation. It's uncomfortable, but that's what grown-ups do.
Do you believe that maybe at the time Karrueche and him weren't seeing each other? But although you did say Tracey approached her because she was hearing things, like in the rumor mill. So could it be that they weren't at the time, or do you think they were and she just felt uncomfortable because she was put on the spot.
Maybe they had just been introduced. I know Karrueche's best friends with Roxy, and Roxy and Deion were doing that show. So maybe I'm assuming that that's probably how they met. That talk show on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they were introduced. But even with that, and it's, listen, Karrueche's a famous and beautiful woman. People probably try to attach her to people she's not dating all the time. But I just feel like I want Karrueche to win as well. Just so we're clear, this is not me hating on Karrueche because I'm friends with Tracey before people misconstrue it. I'm saying moving forward with women, I think we would be better off if we sometimes have the uncomfortable conversation with someone that has placed us in positions, given us opportunity. We've hung out, we've had lunch, we've had drinks. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, just so you know, I'm on some sneaky shit. It wasn't while y'all were together. And I just want to give you a heads up. I think a heads up, you're not obligated to, but I think it is a nice and polite and an awesome and a grown thing to do. So, I mean, Tracey wasn't some fly by night side chick. She was his fiance and they were very public for many, many, many years. So I just wish, because I want them, and if this is a love story between Karrueche and Deion, for them to start off on a clean slate where there's no dark cloud over it where it's like, ooh, they used to be, wait, wasn't that Tracey's friend? You know what I mean? I don't know how close they were, but I know Tracey has posted her and put her in projects, and they've worked together enough where they have each other's phone numbers, And even Deion, out of respect for his relationship with Tracey, could have said, hey, I was around when you were producing the movie with Karrueche. I'm interested in her. I'm not asking for your permission, because he doesn't have to ask for Tracey's permission if that's his ex. But when people are in the same circles, it would be nice to get a heads up, just so you know, I don't want you to hear it in blogs. But
are they cordial enough to have that conversation?
I think they had a mature breakup. Okay. It wasn't like fuck you. It wasn't like that. Tracey's not like that, and I don't even believe Deion would be like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I've hung around both of them, and I adore them both. And I just want people to there's celebrities are never gonna get away with being secretive. It's always going to come out. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, of course, I'm gonna ride for Tracey. That's my friend, but I just feel like the big picture, it is, and people got to stop running away from the hard things. Well, run towards the hard things, actually. Put up.
I agree with Claudia 1,000,000%, and I'm going to tell you why. The first thing is this. We were just down here talking about Shanice, Evelyn, the game, and how it was too close for comfort for Shanice, being that Evelyn and the game's baby mama were friends. And we've been talking about that since the news broke that Shanice had a baby by the game. I don't know how that is any different from this situation. If people are going to drag Shanice for dealing with her mother's friend, then I don't know why people won't drag Karrueche for dealing with her friend employer's ex-fiance. I do believe that is too close for comfort. Nobody has ownership over anybody. But I do believe that when you are that close to a situation, I don't think that it's wrong that Claudia said, girl, we can't stake claim over nobody. But just a heads up, hey girl, just an FYI. And the fact that Tracey even asked her means there was already scuttlebutt in the streets. Tracey ain't just asked that just to be asking that. Be very clear. And then fast forward, you pop up on film crying because he's in the hospital. I agree with Claudia. Again, we cannot stake claim over anybody. Everybody has to move on. But I do believe that if you are somewhat running the same circles, if that's something that you want to pursue, I don't think that there's anything wrong with just saying, hey, Tracey, just a heads up, girl. I know we work together. I know we sometimes run the same circles. I have decided to enter into a relationship with Deion. Blah, blah, blah. I really think that's the way it should go. Girl, am I wrong for thinking that? I don't date. But if I was connected to somebody, if I started dating, and I thought about this before I came down here and said this. If I started dating a man and I knew the person that he used to date, and I knew I had some type of connection to him, I would reach out to him and let him know. I'm not asking for permission. But I am going to let you know, hey, how you doing? So you won't hear nothing in the streets. I am talking to James. I just feel like that's somewhat old. Again, I think that it was too many people down in the streets dragging Shanice. And the reason why I'm bringing Shanice and Evelyn into it is because I see people defending Karrueche. If you can defend Karrueche, then you can defend Shanice. Because as much as Shanice don't owe nothing to the game's baby mama, then I mean, as much as if people say Karrueche don't owe nothing to Tracey, then Shanice don't owe nothing to the game's baby mama. That wasn't my friend. That was my mama's friend. They hung out, but I didn't know the heifer. I don't owe her nothing. But I still felt in that situation, it was just a little too close for comfort. It just was. And then on top of that, girl, the game ain't got no. Girl, they said the game, girl, over here, girl, the game is a mess. Girl, if we're going to be honest, girl, I think Karrueche is a goddamn fool. I think she's simple-minded. It ain't no way in hell that I would be the age that I am, 38, no kids, and Karrueche is over there, girl. We talked about this the other day. Like somebody said, the nigga got a bad back. Girl ain't even got a full set of toes. You know, he had to get a couple of his toes chopped off. Girl, she was probably over there on Saturday night. I added this part. Girl, she was probably over there on Saturday nights and Sunday fun day, girl, cleaning up piss. Just a pissy ass nigga walking around the house. Girl, your homegirl's out. Girl, Sunday fun day and girl having a time of their life, and you at Deion's house changing his sheets because he done pissed on himself. He can't hold it in. Or it can't come out. Because I was looking at the symptoms. And it said that it could go in. Girl, let me show y'all. It could be blood in your urine, frequent urination, painful urination, back pain. So that was some of the stuff that Karrueche was basically over there taking care of a 60-year-old man. She was a caretaker at this point. So if I was Tracey, I'd say, well, girl, that's my karma. Not the man having cancer, but since you want the nigga, now you can take care of the nigga. Y'all think Karrueche was over there not taking care of that nigga? She in the hospital crying. I think that's a mess. I'm sorry. Deion Sanders is not a prize in this situation. Not for no 38-year-old woman who ain't never been married, ain't got no kids. And you signing up to basically be, girl, a man who has 2 ex-wives, probably kids damn near your age. Girl got 8 toes. Girl ain't got no bladder. girl, back fucked up, pissy, just a mess. That's what you signing up for, Karrueche? That's not a prize to me. I'm sorry. I don't care how you slice it and dice it. If the roles were reversed and that was a 38-year-old man, no kids, everything that Karrueche, if the roles were reversed and that was a 30-year-old man and I'm sorry, I can't even talk. And Deion was an older woman, girl, they would be eating that nigga up. But yeah, I'm with Claudia on this, and I really, really am. I don't think there's anything wrong with just a heads up with people who you run the same circles with, people who you have some type of connection to. I could see if you went to high school with somebody. Let's say you went to high school with somebody, and then the people who were in a relationship were in high school, right? 40, 20 years down the line, 25 years down the line, you enter into a relationship with somebody who you graduated with. But you see what I'm saying? At that point, girl, I ain't seen this person in 20, 25 years. I don't owe them nothing. But a situation like this, I feel like it's a tad bit different. I do. I really do. I do think a DM could be sent, a text message could be sent, and it just goes to show that Karrueche, you low down and dirty and trifling too, because again, if Tracey asks you that, that means that there was already scuttlebutt in the streets. That lady ain't asked you that just because she ain't heard nothing. She heard it, so she asked you. And even if y'all were not official at the time, Karrueche should have had the pussy lips to say, you know what, girl? We are talking. It ain't nothing serious right now, but we are just talking. But the simple fact that she lied, and now we look up and your ass is in the hospital, girl, crying because this nigga about to have his bladder removed. Girl, I almost said the wrong thing. I think it's. I think it just. To me Karrueche looks weak. She just looks weak to me. Because that woman came into your face and asked you woman to woman. And you still sat in that woman's face and told a bold-faced lie. Even if y'all were not actually exclusive at the point, it was something going on for her to ask you that. And you should have just said it to her face. Girl, yeah. I hate you had to find out this way. But yeah, we are talking. We're dating. That's all she had to say. But she couldn't even say that. That's how she knows she was wrong. Because she had to lie. Hey! Instead of being a woman and standing in your shit. Anyways. That's all I had to say. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. I think I might talk to y'all tonight. Because I need to go ahead and get this review out tonight as quickly as possible. The Love and Marriage Huntsville review. I watched it earlier, but I need to watch it again and take some notes. Yeah. All right. So I'll probably talk to y'all later. All right. Y'all have a good day. Until later. Bye, y'all. I want to add this too. Is that, well, clearly it is. Clearly I was about to ask, is that a bridge that Karrueche is willing to burn with Tracey? Girl, I don't want to sound like a pessimist. I don't. But girl, their relationship with Karrueche, Tran, and Deion Sant, whatever's going on, like, girl, you're willing to mess up whatever professional ties you have, relationships you have for a nigga with 2 ex-wives, 3-4 kids, 8 toes, girl, ain't got no bladder, a bad bag. Girl, you probably over there, girl, tugging and pulling, girl, on the dick. We're just gonna call it for what it is. Like, I don't see Deion as a prize. He probably was a prize back in '93, but not in 2025 going on to 2026. I just think I don't know if I would be willing to sever ties professionally with someone who has put me in certain positions to help my career, if that makes sense. I mean, but we know how people act when they get in love and all of that carrying on. It is what it is. Hopefully, it works out for Karrueche and Deion. Deion, and shout out to Karrueche and Deion.